Single leg balance becomes critically important to overall health and function of the feet, ankles, and the lower extremity, including the knee and the hip, because single leg balance training essentially will fall under what's known as sensory motor training. Our feet, our pelvis, and our upper cervical spine have the richest supply of sensory receptors that feed back to our brain and are critically important for position sense and motion control. So the more accurate feedback that our feet, in this case, can provide our brain, the more clean output that we'll get from a movement standpoint. One of the gold standards that you want to see from a single leg balance standpoint is the ability to hold posture on one leg with the opposite leg flexed at about 45 degrees, hands by the side, for about 60 seconds with your eyes open. When it comes to increasing the challenge, more so from a cerebellar standpoint, and increasing proprioceptive challenge, would be eyes closed, but 30 seconds now becomes the benchmark. So again, we can assume that same posture and close our eyes. Now, to create a little more of a dynamic challenge, we can incorporate an exercise known as a swap. I prefer the kettlebell because of the distribution of weight, just brings about a little bit more of a challenge. But the swap essentially is going to challenge the feet more from a control standpoint with pronation and supination, rotational control through the leg, into the hip, and even the torso. Great way to start off is toes in line, and then just simply passing the kettlebell back and forth. You can also progress that to having your eyes closed, as well as now you can do it single leg. Now, it's important to also focus on proper foot loading during any of these exercises. And what I'm going to have you see here on the camera is basically when I'm creating a stable foot. For the purposes of exercises like this, it's nice to be able to do it barefoot. But if I was to say take my shoe off, my 3 points of support would become my heel, ball of the foot under my big toe, ball of the foot under my little toe. Those 3 points of support will draw attention through all 3 arches, and that's the 3 points of the foot that you want to maintain contact with the ground during the duration of the exercise. The other thing that you don't want to see is gripping of the toe. So if my hand was my foot and my toes were gripping into the ground or curling, that's a dysfunctional stabilization pattern. And what we want to do is ensure that the toes stay relaxed. They can stay in contact with the ground, but they don't want to grip the ground. So be aware of having relaxed toes, 3 points of support through the foot in order to create more accurate sensory feedback up to the brain and better movement control of the foot.